Okay, so we are on to problem 10 of Superquiz 1. And in this problem, we're asked to compute some integrals that we actually already saw in problem 7. In problem 7, we were asked to compute them without using the fundamental theorem of calculus. In this problem, we're asked to compute them using the fundamental theorem of calculus. So recall that the second fundamental theorem, we call that FTOC 2, so that if you're going to integrate from a to b, and you have the derivative of the function that you're integrating, then you find an antiderivative and you evaluate it at the two endpoints, b and a, and subtract. So f of b minus f of a. So in this case, the part A, we're integrating the constant function 5. And so if I view that as being my derivative, I'm looking for an antiderivative of 5. Right? So an antiderivative of 5 would be 5t. All right? And I can say, all right, we're going to evaluate that between 3 and 10. So this would be 5 times 10 minus 5 times 3. All right, and so that will be 35, right? Which, of course, we saw that answer in number 7, part A, where we actually saw this is just telling you compute the area of a rectangle. Now, part B, we already again saw in part B of number 7. We knew this should be a negative value, right? But let's see what the fundamental theorem tells us. So first, I need an antiderivative for cosine of 2t. So an antiderivative of cosine is sine. So I'll get sine of 2t. But if I took the derivative of this, I'd get cosine of 2t times the derivative of 2t. Have to use that chain rule, and I'd get an extra 2. So I compensate by dividing by a 2. And now I'm going to evaluate this between 0 and 7 pi over 4. All right, well, let's see. When I plug in 7 pi over 4, I'm going to get 1/2 sine of 7 pi over 2. All right, 2 times 7 pi over 4 is 7 pi over 2. And then I'll subtract and get 1/2 sine of 2 times 0, which is just 0. And hey, sine of 0 is 0, so this entire second sum in will be 0. So I just need to know what sine of 7 pi over 2 is. Well, let's see. What if it was 6 pi over 2? That would be 3 pi. Let's see. We'll go to our nice handy-dandy unit circle. So there's 0, and there's pi, and there's 2 pi, and there's 3 pi. This is one more pi over 2 past that, so that's got to be 7 pi over 2. So we know the sine is the y-coordinate, so that's -1, right? Because it's a unit circle. So this is -1 times 1/2 is equal to -1/2. And we'd already seen in 7b that it should be a negative answer, and sure enough, we get a negative answer. In fact, it's exactly equal to -1/2.